Good afternoon, guys. Beautiful day today. Look at that. Sun is shining. And thought I'd change things up a bit today. Filming in my mid-afternoon walk rather than this morning. I did still wake up early this morning and had a bit of a workout, a bit of a stretch. I thought I'd change things up. I do this from time to time, especially if I've been in all morning and early afternoon, not had any sunlight, because I actually did a little workout at home this morning. Sometimes I will just go for a nice walk in the afternoon just to get a bit of vitamin D and get out there. And it's important. If you're stuck in an office all day and you're not getting any vitamin D, especially at lunchtime, you're not going out and having a bit of sunlight. Oh, wow, look at this sky. Stunning. You see that, how blue it is. It's a crystal blue sky today. Could be in the Maldives. The topic of today, I want to discuss a few things, is people letting you down. While it's fresh, I'll tell you guys something that's just happened to me. So actually, I was supposed to meet a guy, potential client, for a coffee this afternoon, and we had it planned for 3:00. And things happen when you go to meet people. Sometimes you have, I'm just putting my bin, sometimes you have people will cancel at the last minute, which is a big no-no, I think, unless it's a real emergency, like someone went into hospital, or Actually, that did happen to me one time. One time I was walking down the street here in China, and an old man fell over in the middle of the street, and I had to stop the traffic, and the police came, all that kind of stuff. So that delayed my meeting. But the point I want to make is, so I was supposed to have this meeting with this guy today, and he cancelled on me. Well, he didn't cancel. He said, "Oh, can we move the meeting? Because my wife has booked a massage," which I thought was... I've heard every excuse under the sun when it comes to cancelling or postponing meetings. But that's a first for me. The first... I'm cancelling because I have a massage. And my response to that would be, well, I'm more important than the massage, I'll make you more money. That was my point. Look at that, we've got a little bike mountain there. I always wonder, where do these bikes go? Go to a bike graveyard. But yeah, dealing with those kind of situations, I tend to use humour. Obviously inside I always get a little bit like, what's the word? Are you angry? No, it's not angry, it's just frustrated, especially when you've planned your day, because I'm very good with time management. I'm really good with planning my day and making sure that everything is all aligned with what's going to happen each day. Knock, knock, knock. And that is somewhat frustrating when you do book a meeting with someone and they cancel. It happens though, it's life, and it's how you deal with it. So my response to that was, I'm just going to work harder, go for a little walk as well, because I've been at my computer all morning, pinging out emails, pinging out WeChat messages. So, and it's a good point, it's a good way to screen people, because if someone does that to you the first time, they're likely to do it a second time, and they're likely to do it if you were ever to do business with them. So you have to always be aware of doing that kind of thing. Doing business with people they screen themselves out when they do this kind of stuff. But I also give people a benefit of the doubt as well. Sometimes, you could have an emergency. You could have something happen, and people will make up BS just to... Oh, that's a nice bird sound. Just to deal with that situation. I'm sure we've all done it. But yeah, that happens from time to time. I've heard some interesting excuses in my time, but I booked a massage Daniel's been cancelled for a massage. I'm like, well, yeah, actually, probably choose a massage. A massage would be better than meeting me. But yeah, apart from that, yesterday was an interesting day. I went to my first offline event for a few weeks. I usually go to one a week or at least once every 2 weeks, but I hadn't been for a while because oh God, scared the life out of me. Because I found recently that I had a bit of event fatigue, and and I found that it's just the same people going to the same events, same networking, and it's the same nonsense, really. I get a lot of people coming up to me wanting to just practice their English, which I really hate. It's the one quality I don't like about some people is they just come up to me like, I want to practice my English. It's like, no, get away from me. 我要说中文, I want to speak Chinese. And then the other way is like people don't really listen to what you're saying. So you'll tell them exactly what you do, and then they just kind of tune out and they're looking at the next bit of value over your shoulder. So I was experiencing a lot of that at events here in Shanghai, just people not really listening. So, but I went to this great event last night. It was only about 30 people, but it was nice, it was intimate, a couple of speeches from people, and I learned a lot about what's happening in the luxury market here in China. I didn't know this, but during Double 11 last year, Singles Day, there on Alibaba and Taobao, there was for Burberry, the big British brand Burberry, which is interesting because the Chinese love Burberry, but in England we don't really like Burberry. Burberry's just like it's like an average kind of brand. And yeah, I went along to this event and learned some interesting statistics that during Double 11 last year in November, this Singles Day, this big sale, which was like Black Friday, there was an 80% send back, returns rate, which is insane as a number. Imagine you sell 100 products and 80%, so 80 products get sent back every time. That's just incredible. There was another brand called Helena Rubinstein. They had it was over 50% send back rate. It's just insane. And the platforms have got a lot to answer for this, because what Alibaba did is they had if you spent like 5,000 RMB, so let's say you spent $500, you got a $50 or 500 RMB voucher. So what a lot of people did in China was they spent the 500 RMB. Sorry, they spent the 5,000 RMB, $500 US. Then they just returned the items and kept the voucher. And it's like, well, you wouldn't have thought Alibaba would have the foresight to build in some mechanism that, you know, you lose the voucher if you send anything back or anything like that. But it's just, so it's not good. But the great thing about the Chinese market is it is still maturing. It hasn't peaked when it comes to e-commerce and live streaming. There's still so much opportunity. That's why I'm here. I do love it here. I do love living here. So I'm just moving my hair because it's flying around. I like this little pet shop, although the dogs tend to bark at me. But there you go. Like a little pet shop in here. They're quite quiet today. Usually they shout at me. Usually they're like, "Arr!" But there you go. They're quite nice. Hello. Oh, they're quite quiet today. This is that one with 3 legs. His name is Xiao Hei, and but he tends to run to the back. But yeah, love him. Anyway, the Lao Ban woman, Lao Ban 为什么之前我来的时候我们说话我们聊天，但是现在我们不聊天。之前我们聊天，但是现在我们不聊天。She doesn't. She don't know how to. Oh, she's so shy. I was just saying, how come we used to? We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore. I used to talk to them quite a lot, but they're quite busy. So, 你好. There you go. This dog is lovely. Look at this dog. Lovely dog. Alright, 我拍视频，今天快乐. So, yeah, anyway, let's go back to the original topic. This event last night, it was good. There was like good people, but I had an interesting interaction which I want to talk to you about. And I do encounter a lot of people like this. Is you'll say something to them, you'll be telling them about your business, and they'll say, but, so they don't actually really listen to what you're saying. You'll tell them some insight or something, and they'll start the sentence with a but. So immediately they don't agree with you. So this is not a great way to answer someone. It's to start with a but. You should start with, ah. So I met a particular individual last night that was doing that, which does bug me. But I met some really interesting people that were doing cool things in China. I met a guy that's setting up TikTok shops, and he's looking into Spain and all sorts. Really interesting. 我拍视频，你可以关注我。小红书。她有，她是美女，还有你有手机。白德汉。不是 what pardon， 我是英国人。如果你说 what 这个不礼貌，你需要说不好意思，再说一遍。白德汉，白色的白，道德的德，翰林院的翰。What's
your name in 小红书？
白德汉。So this is my way of getting fans, guys. You just like young people, because young people are the future of China.
We are young.
You look young. Look.
Thank you.
Anyway, 白色的白，道德的德，翰林院的翰。So if you speak to 1.3 billion or 1.4 billion Chinese people, you tell them all to follow you, they'll all follow you. And then you got 1.4 billion fans.
Nice.
Great logic, right?
Yes.
Anyway, you done it? So you got to make sure?
No, that's
that's not my, no, 翰林院的翰，你的高考怎么样？翰林院。不是3点水 ，OK。
Han， which Han？
翰林院，翰，四声。
看。
Han. This is a really interesting conversation right now because I'm teaching Chinese people how to speak Chinese.
Thank you.
翰林院，我不会偷你的手机，可以我可以写。是韩国的汉。
啊 ，Korea。
对啊，
哦 ，Korea。韩。
汉，四声。There we go. 你需要努力学习。Right.
John. Just tell us John.
I'm not John. I'm Daniel. Anyway, nice to meet you. 很高兴是你，谢谢你们的支持，加油！他很帅，你很顺眼。
Thank you.
All right, and also this will go up on YouTube. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. Great content. So, oh no. So they were looking at me like they recognised me. You get that sometimes in China. They're like, huh? And then, yeah, so I get people to follow me sometimes. It's just, they got their phone in their hands, I might as well follow you. Probably won't follow me, but anyway. So, going back to the event was good. And learnt a lot. And it's good to get out every now and again, just meet people, mingle, how to deal with situations. Networking forces you to get out there and actually meet new people, and conversation skills are important, so being able to ask insightful questions. Also, a lot of people when they go to a networking event, they just think about themselves, right? I've got to plug my business or my company. And the way I go about things is I always ask people, okay, how can I help you? That's always a great way to, because nobody really does that. Everybody's just like business cards, WeChats, like value, like where can I get value from people and make money and blah, blah, blah. But what I do is a little bit different. Obviously, in the back of your mind, you're always thinking what opportunities are here. But I'm also thinking about, okay, how can I help people in my network? And that's always something you want to consider when you do go to events. So that was a nice event. I don't tend to drink as well when I go to these events. I'll just drink soda water. And they had like a little meal and some snacks, a lot of carbohydrates. And I was pretty good at staying away from that last night. Stuck to healthy food. So yeah, it was a good event. I was back by 9 o'clock, which is always a plus. I don't like going to those networking events that go until 11, even midnight. I always find they're the worst ones. The best ones are the ones that end early. But the other thing I noticed was when some of the speakers were giving their speech, people talk, which I always think is not good. It goes back to when we were in school. Would you have spoken when the teacher spoke? No, you listen, and a lot of people do that during speech. It's not a good quality to have. It's stuff that should be ingrained in you. Anyway, it was a good event. It's good to get out, meet new people. It was one of those events that had a lot of new people as well, which is always a plus when you go to any event. You want to have lots of people at an event. You don't want to see the same old faces because you have the same old conversations. There's a couple of events that I used to go to in Shanghai. I've kind of had to reel back go into them because it was just the same people. And they weren't really giving me any value, despite the fact I give them loads of value. A really quick win, guys, if you're ever going to an event, is invite your network. Take people with you. That's always a great one, is to actually, don't just go there solo or go there with your partner or your colleagues. Just take even 2 or 3 people. If everybody does that. Yeah. Hey. Wait. Hey. 你很棒，你很友好。我喜欢你的笑。Oh, 今天快乐. Wow, he's a nice guy. He's like smiley. That's what I like. Should I go that way? Might be a bit loud. Anyway, we can go for it. It's quite interesting. That's always a winner, is when you go to an event and you can take people along with you. So if you're able to actually, wow, that's a new building. I haven't seen this before. Wow, look at that. That's the thing about China. These buildings just sprout up overnight. Always impressed with this place. If you're able to go to an event and actually take 2 or 3 people with you, you can double the audience. You can actually take more people along. And I think that's always a winner. It's great ROI, isn't it? It's actually great deliverables. It's, I can take people to events and get more people to come to your events. So did that. That was good. Plug in the event as well. Not a lot of people do that before they go to an event. You should always tell people you're going. I always let people know on LinkedIn, there's this event coming up, I'm going to it. My WeChat as well, I tend to kind of advertise it. And actually, through my activities, I took 3 people last night, and it was a good event. So, get yourselves out there, guys. Boxing yesterday morning was decent. It was a good session, and my coach actually said, "Oh, you're improving," which is what you want. But you can't get too complacent. I've still got to practice. I did a bit of shadow boxing this morning, and my fitness is still not 100%. I'm still working on that. So I'm running 5k a few times a week, trying to do more HIIT now, trying to push myself as much as I can. But yeah, it was a good session, and had another incident actually. This is an interesting one. I don't know if you guys have ever had this, but you'll be speaking with someone. So I had this situation where another coach, so someone that I know, turns up at the gym and starts speaking to me, and then they're speaking to me for a couple of minutes. I don't know they're late for their class, and the coach comes over and says to me, hey, you know, don't disturb them, they're late. It's like, it's not me, you know. So I had one of those incidents, and that happens in life every now and again, where people completely misconstrue what happens. Well, I just ignored it, and now I'm talking about it here. So yeah, just ignoring situations half the time is always the best way to deal with it. It doesn't really matter. But some people just don't know how rude they are sometimes. They can be quite rude. So I had that happen as well yesterday. But yeah, yesterday was a good day for work. Got a lot done in the day. Had a good call with a company and gave them a proposal. Just waiting on them. At the moment I'm working with a lot of independent schools in the UK, and the issue with them right now is they've all gone on the Easter break. So all the UK schools have gone on Easter break, and the issue with that is now their decision making is gonna delay to another, 2 or 3 weeks. So that's, I know this is me moaning, but it does hamper things, and that's what I like about China. Really, in China, the only time people just switch off is during Spring Festival. When it's Spring Festival, that's when you know with Chinese people they're not gonna be communicative. At least you know that that's coming. But with UK, sometimes they have too many holidays, and then they'll just take the week off before Easter, the week after Easter, and that can really hamper decision making, getting stuff done in China. So that's always a bit of a conflict with doing business in China. Is me here in China, it's made me quicker, it's made me more efficient with things. But in the West, they tend to be a lot slower with decision making and getting stuff done, and that's why China is just smashing them in a lot of ways. And if the West was to quicken up a bit, it might help. But yeah, this walk is so good. It's just good to get out, get some sunlight, meet some people. I've already met some strangers. And yeah, to just a bit of fresh air as well. Sometimes when you're cooped up in your office or at home, it's not good. Yesterday I played a bit of my guitar. My fingers are, I don't know if you can see that, but my fingers are building the hard pad, so now I can hit notes. And see this in China, these guys that ring these bells, they're usually picking up scrap. So scrap, I don't know, fridges and metal, and it can be a bit annoying sometimes when you're filming. But they're doing a job, they're hustling, they're working hard. When I used to live near the Bund, and there was every week when I'd film down there. I used to film my apartment back then all the time, and I don't know why, but every time I'd go to film, there'd be one of those guys. It's almost like he was listening. He'd be outside my apartment, like, right, Daniel, by the hand. He's filming now, so I'm gonna ride past. It was like Yuanfen, right? Fate that he's going past every day. But yeah, it's a Friday. Got to work hard. Gonna work at the weekend as well. 别抽烟. Don't smoke. 不健康. 锻炼身体. because these three young guys are all smoking. So I was just telling them don't smoke. They look about 15. Too young. I mean, you shouldn't smoke anyway, but... So... Yeah, I was just shouting at them, don't smoke. They were looking at me while I was filming. I was just like, don't smoke. So... Yeah, this weekend I've got to edit a video. I'm editing my podcast, Panda Profits Podcast. There you go, little plug. I've got to edit a new Bai De Han, like my funny Chinese English videos. I'm doing like a Harry Potter series at the moment, which are fun to make, but I do want to do other types of content like this. So, that was a beautiful. Look at this little cat in this little window, look, it's quite cute. Very cute, I do like cats, I like dogs. I couldn't have a cat or a dog right now though, the responsibility just to look after one. This is what I do like, I like this kind of way, you know, people live in these little houses. It's very interesting in China. It's like a little there you go, little house. They still do exist in Shanghai. You do see them from time to time. I'm always interested in Shanghai how they hang all their clothes, you know, they hang their bedding and their knickers and all that stuff out. You wouldn't do that in England, it gets stolen. It's funny how China's shifted like that. So, UK used to be a fairly safe place to be, now it's not. It's really shifted, and it's such a shame, because when I was a kid, it was safer, and now it's just nighttime, especially if you're a woman. Gotta be careful. But in China, it's just so safe here. You never feel like someone. I'm never having to look over my shoulder to see if anyone's running up behind me or anything like that. It's just so safe. Well, this is Shanghai, so Shanghai is really safe, and that's what doesn't get promoted enough. It is really a great city to be in. Right, guys. So. Coming to the end, nice little 30-minute walk, met some interesting people and a bit of sun. Now I'm going to do a few more hours work. I've got to study a little bit today, a bit of Spanish, a bit of Chinese, play my guitar and read. I didn't read again last night, I should get on that. Yeah, well, and the weekend's going to be full on with work, so 7 days a week, you got to do it, you got to hustle, got to work your ass off, guys, and it takes time. Everyone wants a quick fix, we need to make loads of money quickly. It's like, is it not? I mean, it's not really realistic. You have to put in the hours and the work. Anyway, really lovely day to be out walking. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. It's Friday. Oh, hey, TGI Friday. Thank God it's Friday. So, hope you have a cracking weekend. Enjoy. I'm going to keep up with these little vlogs and hopefully share more of what's happening in my life. And feel free to let me know what you think. Are you guys enjoying this? Finding it valuable or not valuable? And make the most of it. Enjoy. Have a lovely day, guys. 再见. Bye bye.